Hey y'all, FatMan Outdoors. Here I am out in the field. Did you ever think you'd see it again? I didn't. I'm on crutches and riding old Greenie. I've had a bunch of people ask questions about my tripod system for my feeder that I made and wanted to know a little bit more about it. So I kind of thought it'd be easier to show you than to tell you as much. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go over each thing I did and you can see how it works, and then give you a total on what it cost me to do, and wish you guys a good day. So let's get to it. First thing I did, I put 3 16-foot 4x4s, as you can see. Now what I did is I drilled a hole through the side of them and threaded all 3 of them onto a 5/8 inch piece of all thread. Now I chose 5/8 for a reason, because that 5/8 will bend when I go to shape my triangle, and it won't be so hard or take such of a chance of breaking it when I go to bend it, because you have to bend it a little bit. You could probably use rebar and it'd do just as well, but I had that laying around, so I like cheap. So the next thing I did was I refurbished, or repurposed I guess you would say, a hand jack off of a boat trailer. The winch off the hand winch off a boat trailer. Works real good. You could raise up 100 pound of corn with it one-handed. I mean, it works real good because it's gear ratioed. I run that on the steel cable that was in it, through a little hook pulley, and down to my corn container. Now a lot of folks use 55-gallon drums and so on and so forth. I don't like to use the 55-gallon drums, because if you get a little bit of a leak somewhere or something, water gets into it somehow, that 55-gallon drum of corn takes a while to run out, and you're going to have molded corn in your corn, and you don't want to be feeding that to your animal, and you sure don't want the job of having to clean that barrel out, because it's nasty. But what this is a 30-gallon, or I'm sorry, it's a 17-gallon detergent bottle that comes off a farm where they wash teats on milk cows. It's 100% biodegradable. It's safe. There's no toxins in it that'll hurt you or the animals that eat the corn. Filled plumb full, it'll hold about 90 pounds. What I normally do is I put 50 pound of cracked corn in, or shelled corn in it rather, and 30 pound of shell apple corn if I can find it. If not, then I'll just put another 30 pound of shell corn in it, because, well, I say if I can't find it. A lot of times it's not if I can't find it, it's how expensive it is. So then I bought the little kit, as you can see underneath there, that's got the timer box and the propeller that throws the corn and all that stuff. Bought it at Walmart. That cost me $19.99. I gave nothing for the barrel. Okay, I give $18 a piece for these 16-foot 4x4s, and I gave nothing for the winch. So I got 20 bucks plus roughly 60 bucks. So I got about $80 in the whole rig until you get inside. Sorry about the hiccups a little bit. My body's still adjusting to this carnivore thing. Once you get, I'll show you in a moment inside of my control box what I'm talking about, that there's a little bit of expense in there, but man, it makes a world of difference. So hang on just a second. So now I don't know how good you'll be able to see that, but inside of there's a DeWalt 20-volt battery and the device to plug it into. And back in there in that little corner, you can't hardly see it, right there, little silver thing, that's a voltage regulator. It steps that 20 volt down to 12 volt, because this unit will run off a 6 or 12 volt. And you can see it has a programmer on there. I need to set the time on it, which I'm going to do that just in a minute. And you just set your program to how you want it to run, and you're good to go. Not a whole lot invested in it. I always keep DeWalt batteries around. I think I gave about 20 bucks for the device to plug the battery into and the voltage regulator, so that wasn't bad. So I've got around $100 in it. People say, yeah, well, I could go buy one of the brought-on ones with the 55-gallon drum for that. Yeah, you can. But what I like about this one is when the sun shines on it, it's see-through. Hopefully you can see that. See that light and dark? It tells me how much corn's in that, and I can take a rifle scope from 200 yards and tell you if I need to add corn to this. And I don't need to go back to it. And as you can see, I mean, one hand, you can raise that barrel of corn and it not bother you a bit. I mean, that's pretty awesome. It's got my propeller about 6 foot off the ground. I'm 6'4", and my propeller's right there. Now the control box is still down a little bit to where I like to do it that way so I don't have to let it down to work on it. They're not going to bother it at that height. And on the 12 volt with the minimum propeller power, it throws corn about, I don't know, probably 25 feet. So I got plenty of distance. I got plenty of corn in there. I'm going to set my actual date time. And then I'm going to get out of here and go show y'all something else. This is the Fat Man. Hope to see y'all out there somewhere. I'm gone.